Dear students, welcome back. Now we are going to see costovertebral joints. Here, this is the rib articulating with the vertebrae. So we know that this head of the rib is having two facets, superior facet and the inferior facet, forming costovertebral joints. The articulations of the heads of the ribs with the thoracic vertebral bodies constitute the costovertebral joints. Out of 12, the first, 10th, 11th and 12th ribs articulates with their corresponding vertebrae only. That means the first rib articulates with the first thoracic vertebrae only, and again 10th articulates with the 10th thoracic vertebrae, and 11th rib articulates with the 11th thoracic vertebrae, and 12th with 12th thoracic vertebrae. But the remaining from 2nd to 9th ribs articulate with above and below thoracic vertebrae. That means the second vertebrae articulates with the first as well as the corresponding vertebrae. That means second articulate with the above first vertebrae and second articulate with the second thoracic vertebrae itself. Okay. Now we will see how this joint is formed. So here the joint is formed between the head and the vertebral bodies. Here from 2nd to 9th, so each rib is having superior facet and inferior facet. So superior facet is small whereas the inferior facet is large. So now here you can see this part here, magnified part here. So this is the rib is having superior articulating facet and inferior articulating facet, superior and inferior. So for example, if consider this one is the second second rib, so the inferior facet articulates with the second thoracic vertebrae and the superior one facet articulates with the above vertebrae means first thoracic vertebrae. Okay, and a ridge is present in between the two facets, isn't it? So that ridge articulate or attached with the intervertebral disc present in between the two vertebral bodies. Okay, so this is the formation of a joint here. So inside and each joint is covered with the capsule. What is that? Fibrous capsule. This capsule covers the joint and it is attached to the articular margins. Covers the joint and it is attached to the articular margins. Inside the joint, one intra-articular ligament is present. So that intra-articular ligament connects the ridge and the intervertebral disc and divides this joint cavity into two cavities. A single joint cavity is divided into two cavities because of the presence of intra-articular ligament. That means this ligament is present inside the capsule. So it is called as intra-articular ligament. Next, so each joint is supported by or covered by capsule or capsular ligament, and this joint is further reinforced by another ligament called radiate ligament. The same type of radiate ligament we have seen on the sternochondral joints, isn't it? It is having three bands. Okay, so here this radiate ligament is also having three parts. This ligament is present only on the anterior aspect of the costovertebral joint. So it stretches from, the ligament stretches from anterior part of the head, anterior part of the head of the rib, okay, and divides as three bands, okay. So superior band, middle band and the inferior band. The superior band attaches to the above vertebrae, whereas the inferior band attaches to the corresponding vertebrae, and the middle band is attached the intervertebral disc. It attaches the intervertebral disc, and it is also, the middle band also joins with the other side middle band on the anterior aspect of the intervertebral joint. Below the ligament is present, that ligament is called anterior longitudinal ligament. Below that ligament, these two middle bands of each side is going to attach. So this is about the triradiate ligament or a radiate ligament. And then I have already mentioned the intra-articular ligament, which stretches from the crest between the articular surface of the head of the rib to the intervertebral disc, and also it divides the joint cavity into two. So this intra-articular ligament is absent in first, 10th, 11th and 12th articulations, because those have only one articulation with corresponding thoracic vertebrae, and they are also having this radiate ligament, but the radiate ligament is having only two bands because it is not articulating with that of other vertebrae. So this is about the costovertebral joint. Now coming to the costotransverse joint. So here you can see the costotransverse joint. So this is the head of the rib, isn't it? So this is the head of the rib, and then neck, and it is having a tubercle here. So that tubercle is articulating with the transverse processes of the corresponding vertebrae, forming costotransverse joint. What is that? Costotransverse joint. So the articulation between the facet on the tubercle of the rib. So the tubercle also having two tubercles, isn't it? One is articular and non-articular. The articular part of that tubercle articulates with the facet which is present on the transverse processes of the vertebrae, forming costotransverse joint. This costotransverse joint is absent in 11th and 12th ribs. So the type of this joint is synovial joint and plain variety. Synovial joint and plain variety. So here the ligaments. So each joint is covered by fibrous capsule. The fibrous sac enclosing the joint and connecting the articular margins. Only connecting the joint as well as the articular margins. So the other ligaments other than the capsule, or I have already mentioned when we are dealing with the description of rib, I have mentioned the costotransverse ligaments. That means, so this joint is reinforced by costotransverse ligaments. So it is of three types. One is the superior costotransverse ligament. Another one is the inferior costotransverse. Here we can't see the inferior costotransverse ligament, and lateral costotransverse ligament. here you can see this one superior costotransverse ligament in this pic. Okay, here you can see the lateral costotransverse ligament. Another one is the inferior costotransverse ligament, which is present below this joint. Okay, and now we'll see this superior costotransverse ligament, from where to where it is attached. The superior costotransverse ligament has two layers. Anterior layer stretches from the crest of the neck of rib to the lower aspect of the transverse processes above it. So if you consider, so this is the second rib, for example. So this is the second rib. So from the neck, this is the anterior layer of superior costotransverse ligament. So it extends or it stretches from the crest of the neck of that rib to the lower bottom part of the transverse process, which is present above it. That means first thoracic vertebrae లో ఉన్న ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ ప్రాసెస్కి లోయర్ ఎండ్లో వెళ్ళి అటాచ్ అవుతుందన్నమాట. ఏది సెకండ్ కాస్టోట్రాన్స్వర్స్ జాయింట్ యొక్క యాంటీరియర్ ఆస్పెక్ట్లో ఉండే anterior layer of superior costotransverse ligament. Okay, now and also this layer is also continuous with the internal intercostal membrane. The posterior layer, here this is the anterior layer, and the posterior layer of superior costotransverse ligament connects the posterior aspect of the neck of the rib, here you can see the posterior aspect of the neck of the rib. Here this one is the posterior layer, okay, which connects the neck of the rib to the transverse processes above. So this one is also again connecting to the above transverse processes. So this is about the superior costotransverse ligament. So the superior costotransverse ligament has two layers. One is the anterior layer, another one is the posterior layer. Anterior layer stretches from the crest of the rib, that is the crest of the neck of the rib, to the lower aspect of the transverse processes present in the above. And this one is continuous with the internal intercostal membrane, whereas the posterior layer connects the posterior aspect of the rib to the transverse processes of the above. So this is about the superior costotransverse ligament. Coming to the inferior costotransverse ligament. So this ligament also stretches from the back of the neck of the rib to the front of the adjacent transverse processes of the vertebra. Adjacent means the same, okay, adjacent transverse processes of the vertebra. So same vertebrae, okay, that is the inferior costotransverse ligament. And coming to the lateral costotransverse ligament, here you can see the lateral costotransverse ligament. So this lateral costotransverse ligament stretches from the tip of the transverse processes, here you can see this is the tip of the transverse processes, okay, to the rough non-articular portion of the tubercle of the adjacent rib. So the same rib, so non-articular part, so it is having articular and non-articular part, the tubercle. So the non-articular part of the tubercle is attached with the lateral costotransverse ligament. So these are the ligaments which supports the costotransverse joints.